My name is Jai, and you are watching another episode of b8ta TV. Today we're going to be talking about a really cool kind of smart home control product called Knocki. So basically what it does is it will make any surface that you put it on into like a smart control system. Before we get too deep in though, keep in mind you can kind of go to, you can go to b8ta.com and you can check it out there. You could also book a virtual appointment there and kind of get some have a one-on-one conversation about the product, ask any questions, or bring up any concerns that you might have with the beta tester, such as myself. And that's also another way you can kind of get in the know about all different types of products that we have. If you want Knocki specifically, then you can ask for that too. So go ahead and check that out, or go to your local beta store and we can help you out there too. So yeah, today we're talking about Knocki. So like I said before, it connects to any type of surface. What's cool is you can actually put it under surfaces, on surfaces. You can have it hidden or obvious, whatever you want. And it's going to be able to control any, really, like the only limit to what the Knocki can do is your imagination. So yeah. So if we think about like some other kind of smart home control products, you know, like Google Home or Amazon Alexa, that kind of thing that uses more of the voice activating stuff, this is actually kind of a better alternative to that because it's not going to be listening into you. You know, there isn't going to be any confusion about, oh, what did you say? That kind of thing, because it's just going to know based off of you knocking on near the Knocki or on the surface that the Knocki is on. It will know kind of what you want it to do. So the way it works is kind of certain patterns of knocking can tell it to do different tasks or a set of tasks. So for example, you can do kind of a really simple knock. So you can do 1 or 1, 2, or you can do kind of a more complicated pattern like 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 3, you know? And so you can imagine with all those kind of different combinations you can do, you can put up to 10 functions into one device. So you have all different types of patterns you can do and up until 10 functions. So it really can expand to, you know, whatever you want. And you'll be able to do it all with just this little guy. So, you know, we can turn lights on and off. You can turn your TV on. You can set your alarm, unlock your door. Depending on kind of like what systems you have in place, or even if you don't have any like smart home systems at all, it can still be super useful. Yeah, so you think about like what's in the box, right? So what do you get? You get the Knocki here. You're also going to get a little mount that you put on the back as well, and that's going to kind of help you stick it to the surface that it's on. So, and with that, you're going to get, actually I have a little box here. This is a cute little thing. So you pull it right out. When you get it, you get the mount itself, and then you also can get these little 3M stickers. These cute little guys is included in the kit, and you also get these screws if you want kind of a more permanent option for the Knocki as well. So if you want to screw it in or stick it on, whichever works best. And then you will also get kind of a little quick start guide. It's not really too extensive. It just says download the app, register the product. So every Knocki has its own special barcode. So that's going to be like, this is your Knocki, right? So you want to register that, and it has a little scan. You just put it on, and then once you're in the app, you just press add a Knocki, and you can add all different types of devices. You can have several all over your home. And then the app will just guide you through the whole setup. And the setup's really easy. It's basically like asks, you know, where is it located? Is it vertical or horizontal? That kind of thing. Yeah, and with it, you know, you will also get 4 AAA batteries. So that's the way that Knocki works, is with the AAA batteries. And because of the technology that they use, it uses kind of a very low energy consuming form of like Wi-Fi connection. So anything that's kind of connected to the same network as the Knocki can be controlled by it. So it's very low level. As soon as, you know, it's kind of in like standby mode, which uses less energy. And then as soon as, you know, somebody knocks and asks for something from it, it will kind of kick into gear and utilize battery power to actually perform the task. And then it will kind of go back in a more standby mode. You can also put it into sleep mode. You know, if you're going to sleep or something, you want to save battery even more to a greater extent, you can do that. And they also have something called turbo mode, which I actually have it on right now just to make sure we're getting a good response. And that's going to be able to give you your kind of tasks done even quicker. So usually Knocki kind of is in its most normal mode. You know, it takes like 10 seconds to kind of kick into gear. or sometimes a little longer. Never longer than a minute, I promise you. But sometimes it can, take a second to get into gear. There's a lot going on with it, right? So gotta give it a second. But with the turbo mode, which does use more batteries, so keep that in mind. But with the turbo mode, you can kind of get a quicker response, which is helpful to be able to kind of toggle back and forth depending on what you might need, which is a nice kind of feature that they have. Yeah, but with those 4 batteries, with the kind of low level energy that it uses, it's going to be able to last you for up to a year. Obviously, depending on if you're using a turbo mode or if you're putting it to sleep and that kind of thing. But just in general, the 4 batteries will take you a long way, so you don't got to really worry about it too much. If you do want to use turbo mode all the time, Knocki recommends you get like the rechargeable AAA batteries, and then you'll be able to kind of keep up with it, right, as you go along. So it connects to a lot of different types of products. Like I said, smart home products, but also, if you don't have a smart home, that's cool too. So with the smart home stuff, it connects to things like Nest, which is, the temperature control, Philips Hue for your lights, Sonos or Spotify for your music, Wemo, which I believe has like smart locks and things like that, and also IFTTT. So IFTTT is actually an app that connects to an even kind of wider range of products. So the fact that this can connect to IFTTT means that it can connect to all different types of things. So, with IFTTT, they have the different kind of if-then statements. So it's like, if the Knocki does this, then it's going to send an email, or, whatever, devices you might have around your home, it'll be able to connect to it. Yeah, and it has a lot more. They're always expanding, and they're always kind of partnering with different brands, different systems to make sure the Knocki can cater to all your needs. So even if you don't have a smart home though, you can still do a lot with it. So it can send you text messages, and it also has a find your phone feature, and those I'm going to show you in a second. It can order pizza for you. It kind of automatically has Domino's as a suggested task for you, which is dangerous. But you can order pizza with it. You can, turn your music on if you have Spotify on your phone or something like that. You can set and snooze alarms. So just because you don't have all the fancy smart home things doesn't mean that you can't use Knocki. Think about, if you're sending a text message, say you have a kid and they come home and maybe they're really bad at texting you. So maybe when they get home, they knock on the door before they go inside to send you a message to say, hey, they're home, right? So things like that can be really nice. Or maybe if somebody knocked on your door, delivery person or something like that, and you're in the backyard, you're on the other side of the house, and they knock and you didn't hear it for whatever reason. Maybe you're blasting your music. Instead of, missing out on the delivery person, you're going to get a message to your phone that says, hey, somebody's at the door. So those are like some examples of kind of not super high tech ways to use Knocki that can kind of improve your life. So whatever level of smart home you're at, Knocki will be able to meet you there. Yeah. So it also, because it uses Wi-Fi instead of Bluetooth, it's a little bit more secure because it's all kind of within that same system. It's a little more secure. It's going to be able to respond a little better. It's not going to constantly have to be repairing to the Bluetooth. So that's a benefit of kind of the Wi-Fi connection with it. And the technology itself can tell the difference between, deliberate knocks and kind of, rustling around on the whatever might be, you set something on the table kind of deal, right? So that's also is a benefit of the technology. It's not going to get confused. So awesome. So I'll just kind of show you for the Find My iPhone, for example. It's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, so fast. So right here, you can hear that my phone is actually making a little noise. So if I was on the other side of the room and I was like, where's my phone? I could just knock right there. Don't have to ask anybody to call you. Here, let me clear that out. You don't have to ask anybody to call you or anything like that. Get anyone else involved. The Knocki can do it right for you. And then you could also, do a little text message and do that as well. Oh, there it goes. Popped up. So it can give you a little message as well. Maybe that one will work. Yeah, that one's been acting up recently, but there you go. So yeah, so it can do the messages, give you little notifications, say hello. If you have somebody at the door, your kid comes home, like we said before. But yeah, so those are some examples of how the Knocki can work. Obviously kind of the simplest, most low-tech version of just sending me messages and finding my phone. But you can, expand that functionality to a whole range of other things as well. So okay, cool. So let me turn off turbo mode. We don't want to kill him too quick. kill the batteries too quick. So yeah, so if we think about the benefits of the Knocki versus other kind of smart home control products, if you think about voice activated assistants, like I said before, like Google Home, Siri, Amazon, Alexa, that kind of thing. Well, first and foremost are the privacy concerns. So if you're ever worried that, your Google Home's listening in on you, can hear what you're saying, can hear what you want. If that's ever a concern, the Knocki doesn't have any kind of microphones on it. It's all just about the sensation, right? And they're not going to be gathering any information from you based off of how many knocks you do a day, right? Like that's not something that's important, right? So if you're ever worried about those privacy concerns, anything listening in on you, that wouldn't be a concern with this. You can also, when you're using one of the voice assistants, you actually have to speak and make noise. So let's say, you're doing your nighttime routine, your partner's asleep next to you, and you want to go to sleep too. Instead of being like, hey Siri, turn off my lights. Hey Alexa, turn off my lights. You can knock. And so this will not disturb your partner while they're sleeping. So there are things like that. It works even if there's other noise going on, right? And it can kind of tell those deliberate knocks. So you don't have to be worried about any physical noise, if you will. But with the voice assistants, you do have to worry about any kind of background noise going on. And it can be confusing if you have kind of multiple devices, right? So if you have two Amazon Alexas that aren't, maybe one in one room, one in another, and you ask one, maybe the other one's going to respond and they're both going to be talking at the same time. So that's also another example of ways in which, the voice assistants can sometimes falter. So this is kind of a good alternative to that. Another alternative sometimes people use are like smart switches and smart buttons. And those oftentimes are limited by their functionality. So it's more of a kind of on or off. You just press a button and it does something. Whereas this has those 10 different functions and you can kind of combine them into packages, with the whole nighttime, daytime routine, which is something, with smart buttons and everything is much more limited. And you also have to be within reach, right? You have to be right here to press the button. Whereas with the Knocki, it kind of gives you a range of area around it whenever it's on a surface that it's going to work. So you put it on your table and kind of that whole, side section of the table, you can knock anywhere near there and it is going to work for you, which is really nice. It's just really simple and it's really convenient. It's easy to set up and it's just going to make your life better, make things much easier for you as you control all the different parts of your home. So, and the other great thing about it, like I said before, is it can be placed out of sight. So you can put it under a table or you can put it on a door, you can put it on a surface. But if you just want your table to be a controller, you can do that. You don't need to have anything out and it's really good for decluttering, right? So you can just, knock right on the table and the table will do the work for you. But yeah, so that's also a really nice aspect of it. And even if it is on a surface, this guy's pretty, cute little thing. I'm pretty sure they also have a black version too. So it's a cute little guy. And it's going to look nice and sleek on whatever surface you have it on. If it's on your kitchen counter or whatever, it's not going to look too out of place, right? Which is nice. I read I saw a review somewhere of someone saying that they had, a short brother or something, and he couldn't reach the light, and so they just put the Knocki there and he could just do it from there. So things like that, it kind of makes life easier for all different types of people if you kind of need to simplify things, which is really nice. So the only limit is your imagination. They also can come in packs too, so you can get one for $100. You could get 3 for $250, or you can get 5 for $350. So if you really want to spread it throughout your whole home, do the whole smart home thing, make things much easier on yourself, you can get that 5-pack and get a great deal. So definitely go check it out on b8ta.com. Also, you can go to Knocki's website as well. And yeah, go check it out there. Keep in mind, they're always adding new stuff. So, there might be a new system. If your system isn't on there, you never know when they're going to kind of update that. So yeah, that's all for today, you guys. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to book a virtual appointment. You can ask all your questions and we can help you out. So I hope you guys all have a great day. See you later.